The match this time is going to be Saki versus Kumachom. Saki's on the left and Kumachom's on the right. If you haven't seen the other matches, Kumachom tends to play an unusual style, often goes for strange early two chains, but a lot of times he can make it work out. And Saki has shown a lot of variation. He seems to start out with just all different kinds of chains, and then at the end of a match, he tends to go more towards right side GTR and more standard chains. So we've got an all clear match to start this one. Saki looked like he might take it with a 5 chain, but Kumachom's got a 6 chain counter with the blue in the ghost row. Good job placing the blue in the ghost row to get the big advantage. Saki needs a counter and he can't get one off. Kumachom takes the first point. Saki is building in a slightly unusual way to start out. He may be following the same pattern as from the other matches. Kumachom's got a right side transition. He's going to counter the single with a 2 chain, but Saki makes a 3 chain in response. Kumachom builds up a tall 2 chain with the reds, and he sends it. Saki receives a good amount of garbage, but he's got his main chain starter there. Kumachom attacked a bit too fast, and Saki should win this. No chance for Kumachom to catch up here. And Saki takes it with the 9 chain. Oh, Kumachom has a 2 double set up. He sends a 2 triple. Saki gets the exact starter he needs though, and Saki's got a 6 chain counter. I don't think Kumachom can beat this one. A little bit of bad luck for Kumachom and good luck for Saki to get the exact color. But it wasn't like super lucky because Saki could have gotten the colors separated as well. Oh no, Saki tried to extend and get a bigger all clear, and then he ended up not getting an all clear at all. Kumachom got the all clear though, and now Kumachom has the bonus to work with. Saki doesn't seem to be preparing to counter the bonus, and he's just going to send a 2 chain. Kumachom's going to send a bigger chain and clear the bonus. And Saki's going to lose this one. He's sending a 5 chain, but it's not enough. Slight mistake in the opening there from Saki to not get the all clear. One thing you'll see is that players try to get the strongest all clear they can, so they'll add in the next piece if they can. And Saki could see the next piece was the same colors as the pieces that were going to make an all clear, but he couldn't figure out how to work it in. Kumachom sends an early attack again. It's a big 2 double and it's going to connect, but Saki can dig with the purples and he does it immediately. It's only a 4 chain. Kumachom's probably going to have to receive the garbage though and then work from there. Saki's following up and it looks like Kumachom's going to lose this one. One thing that makes attacking really tough is that sometimes you can force the opponent to receive garbage, but they can build up a form that can receive it and then make a chain afterwards, and then they still recover and win. So that makes it tough trying to play the offensive side. And Kumachom's going to try again, though. He's gotten garbage to fall on Saki, and now he's gotten an all clear. Saki needs greens. He's trying to extend with the yellow, and he does get a bigger chain off. Kumachom might just lose this one to the 6 chain. Even though he has the all clear bonus, he's got too much garbage. And Saki gets another win. Kumachom's not able to make the offensive start work out just yet. But he could be going for it again. No, he covers it this time. Kumachom's just going with right side GTR, but he's setting up something in the middle. Saki's set up pretty defensively and can make a 3 or 4 chain. 4 chain with the reds, but he connects a 5 chain actually. And now connects his main chain. And Kumachom sends a single, but doesn't cover anything important. Now a 3 chain, Saki's going with his main chain. Saki's main chain might be like 11 or 12. Kumachom's purples look like they're going to cut. I don't see how it can prevent that. So even if he starts with the reds, it looks like it wouldn't work out. And, oh, Kumachom's found a way to start a chain, though. The purples are still going to cut, though, but it goes to the yellows, but nothing on the tail connects. It was pretty close. If there had been a red there, a couple more matches would have come in, but there was no red. Kumachom almost found a way to recover. It looked like there's no way to do it with the purples cutting. But he almost got there. Setting up again early. Sends a quick 3 chain. Saki doesn't really have anything available. Oh no, he found a 3 chain on the right side. But it's not going to be stronger than what Kumachom sent. So Kumachom probably has the advantage. Saki used a lot of Puyo and still got a good amount of garbage. Kumachom follows up, but Saki's going to dig with a 4 chain. Kumachom needs something. He needs a purple. He needs a purple. He's not going to get the purple. I could see it wasn't coming in the next pieces, and he went for it and committed to it, but just didn't draw the purple. Saki's now up 6-2. It's still early, though. Kumachom's not attacking early yet, but he does have a 2 double on the blue. Doesn't send it yet. Saki's sending a single, and Kumachom sends a single as well. Saki's just gonna go straight into his main chain. His main chain looks like it might be 13 or so. Let's see if Kumachom can beat it. Sometimes Kumachom can get really big chains off, even though it looks like he's got tough forms to work with. So let's see if he can do it here. He's going to need to beat a 13 chain and whatever Saki can set up as a second chain. It's an 11 chain and it's not powerful enough. You can beat larger chains with power chains sometimes, but Kumachom wasn't able to do it this time. He didn't get enough Puyo to clear. 7-2 now in Saki's favor. Kumachom's been doing a lot of early attacks and they haven't really been working out, but he's still going for them. Another quick 2 chain, it's going to be countered by a 3 chain. Kumachom won't receive garbage, but if he can receive it well, he can counter it. It doesn't look like he was able to do it this time, though. We'll have to see what he can do with his form. Sends a single for now. Saki gets 4 pieces of garbage. And Saki connects his main chain to start with the blues. He's sending a 2 chain, though. He's going to get countered by a 2 chain. And Saki's going straight into his main chain. It's probably like 9. Kumachom can beat this. He has enough Puyo on his field. He just needs to get a blue. It's a blue. That looked pretty unlucky. I don't know if the rest of the chain was going to work, but he should have been able to draw the colors he needed in time, and unfortunately he got a bit unlucky. And he's still looking to attack, and he sends the 2 double. Saki draws the yellow just in time for a 3 double counter. Kumachom's going to receive garbage, 3 lines, but it's not over yet. He does have a better counter for him this time. If he can clear the purples, it'll make a big chain. Saki's just building a standard form, though, and setting up a 2 chain. Oh no, he connects his main chain instead. Looks like about 8 or 9. Kumachom has a chance to beat this, though. I think he might have done it. We'll have to wait and see. Saki had a 9 chain. Kumachom's greens disappear as an 8 double, and that's a 9 chain. Even though Saki got an all clear, Kumachom is going to come out ahead. Saki was just a bit too quick to send his main chain there. Kumachom was able to dig down to a big chain himself, so Saki needed to hold off on the main chain and extend a little bit more, or force Kumachom to send the main chain first. On the other hand, it was a good job from Kumachom to get Saki to send his main chain. Kumachom's going to counter a 2-chain with a 2-double. Saki sends a 3-chain, but now Kumachom has a big advantage. He's going to clear a 5-double, and Saki's not going to have time to build a counter. And Kumachom takes another point. He's still down 4-8, though. Kumachom's still sending those 2 doubles. Doesn't want to give up on this strategy just yet. Saki's got a red starter for a big chain. It's going to be a 5-chain. And Kumachom needs to set something up. He's got a counter to start with the reds. He drops the yellow so he can reach the reds. And now he's starting his counter. It's going to be a counter 6-chain. Very solid counter, but Saki's had a lot of time to build up. What can Saki do here? He's only got a 3-chain. It was very close to a lot of other things connecting, but nothing else actually connected. Kumachom sends a big single that sends almost 2 lines, and Saki fills up. Kumachom makes the aggression pay off this time. He got a great counter for him to counter Saki's dig, because Saki dug to a 5-chain after receiving garbage. Now Kumachom clears a 2-chain. It's going to get countered by a 3-chain. Kumachom's going to have to build a counter for him, and he builds up pretty tall on the left side. But he doesn't have that much connected, so it'd only be like a 5-chain if he started with the purples, but he's extending from there. Saki's got a blue starter. Instead sends a 2-chain for now. Kumachom, he can't get the purple or clear the reds, and he fills up. So Saki gets the win. Kumachom has just been very consistent with the early attacks. And it looks like they really aren't paying off that often, but he still keeps on trying them. Saki's going to send a 2-chain. Kumachom counters with a 3-chain. Nice counter there. Saki's just going to receive the garbage. Saki's got a 2-chain set up. Sends a 2-double. Kumachom counters that with a 3-chain. And Kumachom's doing a good job with the counters. He's probably at an advantage here. Kumachom's looking to send a 2-double of his own, and he does. Saki counters that with a 2-double, though. Both players showing off good counters. Kumachom counters that with a 3-chain. Saki's still the one to receive garbage, but nothing fatal yet. Saki's going to send a 3-chain now. Kumachom's going to need another counter. He's got a 3-double 4-chain. He's keeping the counters going. Saki's got a 4-chain, though. Kumachom's going to need another counter, and finally he can't get one. And now, unfortunately, he's at a disadvantage, but he may be able to dig to his main chain if he can clear the purples and then the greens. Oh no, something happened and he just filled up. I'm not sure if that was a misdrop or I didn't see exactly what caused him to fill up. But despite all the really good counters, Kumachom didn't have a strong enough advantage to win. I would say that's one of the advantages to attacking a lot, because even if the opponent counters, if they don't counter super strongly, then a lot of times you can recover and still play the game, and they still have to force their way into a win somehow. Kumachom tries to be the aggressor here, but he overcommits and uses too many Puyo, and Saki was still able to reach his main chain. So Saki gets another win. Kumachom sends a big single. Saki's setting up a big 2-chain, a really big 2-chain, and he's going to send it. And Kumachom's going to counter with the 3-double. Unfortunately, the reds at the back didn't connect to the blues as well, so he lost a bit of power from that. Saki's following up. Looks to be a 7 chain from Saki. I don't see how Kumachom can make a 7 chain here. And he's gonna set a chain off. Got a blue in the ghost route. But it only ends up being a 4 chain and Saki gets the win. Kumachom just doesn't want to play a standard match. And it looks like he's setting up an attack again. Got a 2 double. Got 2 triple. Saki needs reds to start. Oh, Kumachom hasn't sent the attack yet, though. He's building a 2 double on the very top with reds, and he sends that one instead. Saki sees it and immediately sends his main chain. It's going to be a double at the end to make it faster. Kumachom needs a blue starter. Oh no. Oh, he tried to get a green blue. He tried to start with the greens instead, and then he just barely didn't get there in time. Kumachom changed it up a little bit. He didn't send the attack as quickly, and then he sent an attack at a different spot, but it still didn't end up working. Now it looks like he might be going back to the really early attacks, and he didn't. Oh, made it as big as he possibly could, and they both send really big attacks, but Kumachom was able to get the bigger one off. Saki's still got Puyo available, though, and can make a 3 chain, 2 or 3 chain, and he's trying to extend even more. Kumachom has more space to work with, and he's built a red counter, so he received garbage and started his counter. It's tough to see how Saki's gonna chain here, and starts to chain with the blue, but it's only a 5 chain, and it's not gonna be enough. Kumachom takes a win this time. Maybe pulled Saki into the aggressive battle because Saki tried to make a really big attack at the start to counter Kumachom's really big attack, but didn't work out for Saki. Kumachom's got another setup. He's got a 2 double 3 chain, and he'll get an all clear bonus. Saki's got a 4 chain counter, but he's going to be at a disadvantage due to the all clear. And Saki's built up tall in the 4th column so that he can receive garbage and dig down. Kumachom still hasn't cleared the bonus, though. Saki's got a counterform setup of about a 5 or 6 chain. Finally, Kumachom clears the bonus and Saki can't start his chain. It ended up being excellent timing there from Kumachom because Saki didn't have the color to start his chain, and Saki was just filling up the middle column to try to get to the starter, and then he didn't get the color right once Kumachom cleared. Saki's going aggressive this time, though. Got like a 2 quad. Kumachom's got an all clear, though. 2 quad versus a 3 chain all clear. Kumachom gets a little bit of garbage, but he's got the all clear bonus, so he's probably at an advantage. Saki's got more garbage on his field now, and Kumachom's got a bit of a lead. Still, it's not over yet. Kumachom's making a dangerous extension. Saki attacks just at that moment, but Kumachom draws the exact piece to start his chain, and this should be Kumachom's win. Unless Saki can find a really big chain, but he can't. Kumachom's getting a couple points back, and now it's 13-8. He's still at a 5-point deficit, though. Bit of a different setup this time from Kumachom, and it doesn't look like he's trying to attack as committed to attacking this time. Saki's got a 4 chain, but he connects his main chain on the right side. It's a right side transition from Saki this time. He's going to counter Kumachom's 2 chain with a 2 chain of his own, but he got some garbage and he's running out of space to work with. Kumachom's going to go into his main chain, though, and Saki's going to have time to set up his chain however he wants. He's trying to extend with reds, and he's going to get the reds, but he can't spin the red, so the red's going to get cleared. He needed to spin the red to one side, but he couldn't because the columns were full, most likely. And so he accidentally clears the red he needed, and he couldn't start his chain. All clear match this time. They both build on the left side. Saki clears the bonus first, and Kumachom receives the garbage and then clears the bonus immediately. Saki's built up Talo and he's got a blue starter. Extends to the reds and then the purples. Kumachom's sending a 5-chain. Saki needs purples. And oh, he doesn't get them in time. The chain he sends is a 3-chain because he couldn't get the purples, but that one's not enough. It's now 13-10. Kumachom's on a bit of a streak. Kumachom's doing the aggressive setup and sends an unusual 2-chain. Saki receives it, and he's going to need a red on the second column to stay there to connect his chain. Or he might be able to connect the yellows as well. He's going to dig with the 2-chain for now. Kumachom seems to have the better setup. Kumachom may look to attack, and he does. And it's a 2-double. Tough to read, but Saki's just going to go into his main chain. He does have the reds to connect, and then the yellows connect at the end for a 9-chain. Kumachom's got his chain off. He's going to need a good tell, and I'm not sure if it's there. And a lot of Puyo disappear at the same time, and it ends up being good enough, even though it's only an 8-chain. Saki's got a second chain, though. There's no red, so it's not going to be strong enough. It was very close. He either needed the greens to connect or the reds. If the reds connected, it would have cleared the greens as well. But none of that happened, and Kumachom got the better of him this time. 13-11 now, and Kumachom's really on a streak. Kumachom's building pretty solidly this time and not really set up aggressively. Saki's setting up a 2-chain. It looks like he's not trying to attack, though. Clears some big singles, and Kumachom gets a bit of garbage from them. Saki's got a 3-chain, and Kumachom can't get the green starter in time. And he actually hasn't filled up, but the follow-up attack from Saki covers too much, and Kumachom couldn't clear anything. 14-11 now, Saki breaks the streak. Kumachom sends a 2-chain. I didn't think he was going to send it, but he ended up doing it, and he gets an all clear. Saki needs yellows. He needs yellows. He doesn't get yellows. He just needed yellows, but couldn't get them, even though he put quite a few pieces down. And Kumachom gets the win with the all clear bonus. So it's now only a 2-point lead for Saki. Kumachom's setting up a right side transition. Saki's got a right side GTR. Saki's setting up a 2-double in the middle. Kumachom counters with a 4-chain before Saki even sends it. And Saki's trying to make a bigger chain, and he can't transform it into a bigger chain in time. Kumachom could see the 2-double coming in advance and sent a 4-chain before Saki even played it. Saki could see that a 4-chain was coming, so he didn't send a 2-double into it, but he couldn't make anything bigger in time. Oh, Saki sends a 3-double this time. It's an early attack from Saki, and it looks like it's going to get the win. Kumachom can't really do anything. And it does get the win. Kumachom actually could have gotten a 3-chain if he got that other piece down and placed it fast enough. But Saki ended up winning before he could do that. Kumachom sends a 3-chain all clear. Saki doesn't get greens to start a chain. Even if he started a chain, Kumachom would still have the all clear bonus, so it wouldn't be over yet. And Kumachom gets another win. It looked like he wasn't doing the same aggressive form, and maybe Saki thought he wasn't going to attack because of that. But then he still decided to attack with an early attack, and it worked this time. Saki sends a 2-chain. Kumachom's got a 2-double counter, though. Might have been the wrong attack to send from Saki. He can dig with the 3 or 4-chain, though. And he's extending to a 3-double 4-chain. Kumachom's gonna send his main chain, but that's gonna give Saki time to extend. Let's see if Saki can do it. Kumachom's chain ends quickly. Oh, actually, it's an 8 chain. Saki's got his tail working pretty well, but it doesn't look. It's gonna be an 8 chain as well. It is enough, and Kumachom can't draw a purple starter, but he finds a different starter for a 3 chain, and he hasn't filled up yet. Not sure if he can connect anything here, though. And Saki sends a big single to close it out. Good decision there from Saki, and he gets the win. It's 16-14 now. 2-point game. Saki's got a big 2 chain set up on the reds, and he sends that. Kumachom just goes straight into his main chain. Saki looks to have an easy form to extend, though, and he has a purple starter. He's trying to extend on the tail, and he uses a yellow starter as well. So he's extended pretty well. Is it going to be enough? It's oh no, it's not enough though. And Kumachom follows up, and he should get the win from here. It's not over yet, but Kumachom still has a huge advantage. That single might be a problem, but Kumachom still is sending a 4 chain now, and Saki gives up. 16-15. Kumachom's been finding his stride, and now he's getting a lot of wins. It looks like he's not building aggressively this time, but sometimes he just finds a big attack anyway. Saki's built a right side GTR. Now he's building a second transition, and he's got a 3 chain, but he covers it. They both just kind of have defensive setups for now. Saki sends a 2 chain. Kumachom counters with a single, but he's in trouble because he has no space to work with. Saki's 4 chain is probably going to end it, but Kumachom's made a 4 chain, but it's going to get interrupted. Saki sent a follow-up chain really quickly, and Kumachom still received the garbage even though he countered the 4 chain because of the interrupt. So Saki gets the win. Kumachom's going back to the aggressive setup, and he's got a 2 double, and he sends it. And Saki counters with a 2 double, and Kumachom gets a line of garbage. Saki's got the better base form, but Kumachom can still recover if he can find a form of his own to work with. Saki sends a 2 chain. Kumachom's got a 2 chain counter, but he can't draw red in time. He had a 2 double counter for a while, and it would have given him a pretty good advantage probably, but he just couldn't draw the red starter. Kumachom's setting up again, all clear setup, and he gets the all clear. Saki's got a 4 chain if he draws the blue, and he does, and he added the reds in to the 4th match to make it even stronger. But Kumachom probably has a big advantage here with the all clear bonus. He clears the bonus, and he's still got a 4 chain left over. He's trying to extend a bit though. Saki didn't have time to finish his counter setup, so it's only going to be a 3 chain if he clears the purples. He's going to try to extend on the left. He has a blue starter, but even that might not have been enough. And Kumachom gets the win with an early 3 chain all clear. 18-16 now. Looks like one advantage of how Kumachom's setting up is that he can get some early all clears that other players might miss. Oh, Saki goes with the aggressive strategy this time, and Kumachom was unprepared. So Saki returns Kumachom's strategy to him and gets a win with the big 2 chain. But what I was saying was that it looks like Kumachom can get some all clears where other players wouldn't get any all clears, and then Kumachom seems to have a pretty big advantage in those matches when that happens. But it still takes some luck for him to get that all clear. 2 double counter from Saki. It's hard to read how Kumachom wants to chain. Saki's sending a 4 chain. Kumachom's digging with the 3-chain. He needed one more red, though. Now he's at a big disadvantage. Saki can probably do almost anything and win. He's going to go with the main chain. Kumachom needs an amazing dig. I can't see how he can get it, but he's going to try. And it's not going to connect. Saki now goes up 20-16. Kumachom's got that aggressive setup. Sends the 2-double. Saki tries to go into the transition, but now it looks tough to dig. He's got a 3-chain on the purples, though. And he can clear the greens. He needs a green, though. Kumachom's got an all clear, and Saki can't get the green he needs. Kumachom still hasn't given up on the aggression, and it seems like it's working a little bit better now. Kumachom's going aggressive again, just sends a quick 2-chain. Saki receives the garbage and his starter gets covered. So Kumachom's going to have time to build up. Saki now starts a 4-chain, but Kumachom's got a 5-chain, and Kumachom should be at a pretty big advantage. I don't know if Saki can do anything here. He's tried to build tall on the right side, but it's not going to be enough. And Kumachom gets another win with an early attack. Looks like Saki changed to doing more right side GTR, but now that seems to be more vulnerable to the early attacks that Kumachom's doing. Saki is going to find an all clear this time. Kumachom has a yellow starter, and he starts a bigger chain. It's going to be a 5-chain from Kumachom. So Saki's going to need to do a good job of receiving the garbage. Kumachom now needs to build up a counter of his own, because Saki's got that all clear bonus coming. Kumachom just counters it, but Saki's got a follow-up chain, and Saki probably took a pretty big advantage now. But it's still going, and it's anyone's game from here. Kumachom sends a 2-double, but Saki's got a 4-chain. Kumachom's falling even further behind. He's built a chain with the blues. He needs yellows to clear the garbage. He now needs a red, and it looks like he's going to get his 4-double off. Saki only has a 4-chain, and Kumachom might have taken it back. And it's too close to call. Kumachom sending a 3-chain. Saki has no counter, and Kumachom does end up winning. It looked like Saki had a good chance of winning in the middle of the round, but at the end, Kumachom got the win. 20-19 now, so it's only a 1-point difference. Kumachom sees Saki making a dangerous extension, and he just sends a 2-chain. But Saki's going to be able to dig here. Saki might be setting up a 2-double, and he sends it. Kumachom just has to receive the garbage. And Saki seems to be in the better position right now. Kumachom doesn't really have anything he can do. And it looks like he's going to fill up pretty soon. And Saki gets him to fill up with some small attacks. And Saki even had his main chain left over if Kumachom got a big chain off. So some solid play there from Saki to get that win. Kumachom doesn't attack this time. But it might be because the colors didn't come, not because he didn't want to. He's setting up a 2-double now, though, on the yellows, and he sends it. Saki has a 3-chain counter, and it's going to be a good enough counter for now. And Kumachom doesn't follow up quickly. Saki's got a 2-double 3-chain set up. Kumachom only had a 2-chain, but he knew to hold off on the 2-chain, and he was able to extend to a 2-double. It looked like he might have just sent the 2-chain, and then that would have played in, and he probably would have filled up. Now he's digging with his main chain, actually. Saki's sending a big chain of his own that connects his main chain as well. 7 from Kumachom, 6-double from Saki, and it's actually not decided yet. We're going to have to see how the match progresses from here. Kumachom's got a nice setup, and I can't really read what Saki's going for. It looks like he's going for trying. Kumacho's just attacking, and Saki can't get off what he was going for, and Kumachom gets the win. All clear start this time. And Kumachom's gonna receive the garbage and then clear the bonus immediately. Saki didn't have much time to build a counter. He's only got a 2-chain with the yellows, and he sends the 2-chain. Kumachom has nothing there though, and he was one space away from filling up, so any garbage he received would have caused him to fill up, and he couldn't clear anything, so he had to just fill up. Still a 2-point game, 22-20. Kumachom clears a single as an attack this time, but it looks like it messed up Saki's form. Saki sends a 3-chain. Kumachom's got a red starter for a 5-chain, and Kumachom might have just won this round. Saki gets a chain off, but it's a 4-chain. He still gets a line of garbage. Even though it's close in power, Kumachom's had a lot of time to place pieces down, and now he sends what he can. Saki still has a 2-chain though, 2-double. But Kumachom has a 2-double 3-chain, and Kumachom should be waiting for him here. And Saki doesn't have much space to work with, but he's found he's got a 5-chain. I don't know how Saki got a 5-chain there, but he got a 5-chain, and Kumachom might lose now. And it's a 3-chain from Saki to counter the all-clear bonus that Kumachom got. And Kumachom was lucky to not have the reds get covered, and so he's able to send a 3-chain. Saki's built a red or yellow counter, but they both get covered. He needs to dig to the red or the yellow. And he's going to dig to the red and use the garbage to extend. And Kumachom may not even have the space to beat the 6-chain. And somehow Saki comes out ahead and wins this one. I don't even know how he created a 5-chain with all that garbage on the field, but somehow he was able to do it and get the win. Kumachom probably didn't expect it either, because he just sent into it, and Kumachom's chain ended up being smaller. Kumachom went with an early attack this time. He's got a good form for digging through the garbage that he received when Saki countered. And they're just building up. Saki's got like left side stairs. Kumachom's sending a 4-chain. Saki goes with his main chain. Looks like a 10-chain from Saki or so. Kumachom has a chance to build up though. He's looking for a red or yellow starter. He extends to the yellows. He needs a yellow. He's thinking about it. Finally sends it. But that might have given Saki more time to make a 2nd-chain. Looks like Kumachom does have enough, but Saki does have that time to build a 2nd-chain. And Kumachom did have enough, but Saki's 2nd-chain is going to be really good. It's a 7-chain, and it's going to be enough again. Kumachom gets an all-clear, though, and it's not going to be decided yet. All-clear bonus for Kumachom, and a bit of garbage for Saki makes it hard for Saki to do anything. And Kumachom probably has won from here, but we can't count Saki out yet. It doesn't look like he can do anything, though, and this time he's not able to find an amazing chain through that garbage. So Kumachom does get the win. We're now at 23-21. Kumachom's still doing those early attacks, and looks like he's doing another one. And Saki's gonna counter it before Kumachom even does it. Kumachom's built a blue counter, but it gets covered. A blue starter. So he's gonna have to dig somehow. He's digging to the blue now. But, he's found a 3-chain, and he still has the blue starter available. Sends it immediately. It's gonna be a 4-chain. Saki's built up tall in the middle, so he needs to start something. He can't receive any garbage. And after thinking for a while, he decides to send what he has. but it's not enough, and Kumachom's had a lot of time to place Puyo down, and Saki just gives up. That was an impressive decision from Kumachom to go for a counter there. Like, I thought he was just going to try to send a big 2-chain of his own to counter Saki's big 2 or 3-chain. Well, Kumachom's building up again, and he doesn't go for an attack this time. But he's setting up on the top now with a blue starter for a 2 double. Saki's trying to counter on the right side with a 2 double of his own. Kumachom makes it a 2 triple, and then it connects into a larger chain. Saki just needs to get his main chain off to win, and he gets it off. But the greens are going to cut, so it might not be enough because of that. It's probably close. It's close. And it's actually going to be just enough. Kumachom didn't get a second chain off in time. So Saki does end up winning. Kumachom tried to extend to more than a 2 double, but he probably connected more than he intended to, unless he was trying to like trick Saki or something. Either way, it ended up not working out. Saki's got a right side transition this time, and Kumachom's got a right side transition. Kumachom attacks with a big single, but Saki's built up a green starter that goes over the garbage. And now he's got a 4-chain going. Kumachom counters with his main chain, but Saki's going to have a lot of time. Saki needs a blue on the right. Oh no, he's just going to start his main chain in response. It's an 8-chain from Kumachom. I don't know if Saki has enough. Saki has a 6 double 7-chain. And it's not enough. Saki needed to extend just a little bit more there. Instead, he thought maybe he thought Kumachom's chain was ending a little bit faster, or it wasn't as strong as it was. All clear start this time. Kumachom tries to extend. He does extend to a 4-chain, but he doesn't get the all clear. If he had gotten a different distribution of colors, he might have been able to extend and get an all clear, but now he doesn't have the all clear bonus. Still, it's pretty even. He was able to build up tall to receive garbage and maybe dig down. He's got a green starter. Saki sends a 4-chain. Kumachom's got a 4-chain as well. And it's pretty even. Saki's got more options available though, and sends a 2 double, and Kumachom's pretty much filled up. He's still hanging on, but it doesn't look like he can do anything from there. And Saki does get the win. Saki's the first to the halfway point. It's 25 to 23. Kumachom's building very standard form. All clear though. Instead it becomes a 3 double and not an all clear. And Saki counters with a 5-chain. This should be in Saki's favor. Kumachom's built tall though, so he can dig. Saki's got a 4-chain. Kumachom's got a 4-chain going. Saki extends to a 5-chain while the 4-chain's going though, and Saki has a pretty big advantage. And Kumachom can't, even if he started a counter, it wouldn't have been strong enough, so he doesn't start anything, and Saki gets the win. Left side transition from Saki, right side transition from Kumachom. Kumachom set up for a pretty big chain. Saki might be attacking, but no, he doesn't send anything. But now he sends a 3-chain, and Kumachom is going to counter with his... Oh no, it's actually like a 6 or 7-chain. And Saki starts his main chain. Kumachom has time, and he's got a good setup, but he used a lot of Puyo, so it's going to be tough. Looks like he needs another yellow, and then a green starter, and he extends with the reds. Nice read there to add in the reds that you could see coming. So I think he might have gotten enough. Saki's going to need a really big 2nd-chain to counter what Kumachom's going to counter with. And Saki can't get anything off, and Kumachom does get the win with the standard strategy of forcing your opponent to play their main chain and then extending and winning. Even though Kumachom's counter chain to Saki's attack was really big, he had a really strong setup, so he was able to make a really big chain even after he used all those Puyo. Kumachom's received a lot of garbage this time, and his counter isn't perfect. And Saki's follow-up is probably gonna win it. Kumachom doesn't quite fill up yet, though. And Saki's blues get covered. So the match isn't over yet. But it does look like Kumachom's gonna have trouble building anything. Saki thinks so too, and he sends a 3-chain in. Kumachom fills up, and it was a 4-chain from Saki actually. 27-24 now. Well, all clear start. But Saki gets the 2-chain all clear. Kumachom had to clear 2 singles, so he's at a disadvantage. Kumachom clears the bonus. Saki receives it. And Saki clears the bonus now. Neither of them have really good setups for digging. So they're going to have to just clear like singles and 2-chains probably. Saki finds a 4-chain actually. Kumachom got a 4-chain as well. And it was almost even. Saki's got a follow-up 2-chain. It's a really big 2-chain and Kumachom can't do anything about it. And Kumachom isn't giving up yet though. He's still got a 3-chain with the blues. And he sends the 3. It's actually good. The purples connect, so it becomes. Oh no. It's very hard to read. Saki might have misread it as well, but it ended up not connecting as much as it looked like it would. It looked like it might connect all the way down, but then it didn't, and it stopped pretty quick. Potential all clear here, but the colors don't come correctly. Oh, but Saki's finding a. It's not all clear, it's a 5-chain. Kumachom can't really extend much, and Kumachom only has a. Oh, he has a 5-chain as well, but I guess it's hard to say who's at an advantage here. Saki's gonna send a huge follow-up, but Kumachom's got a long chain follow-up. It's Saki. It's still hard to say who's winning. Saki's got a 5-chain going, and Kumachom looks like he's not gonna be able to counter that. So now finally Saki's got a pretty big advantage. And Kumachom looks like he's having trouble digging, but he might be able to get something off. He goes with a 2-chain. Saki sends a 2-chain, but I'm not sure if that's what Saki wanted to do. Looks like Saki's form is all broken up now. And Kumachom's going with a big chain now. It's a 6 double. And I don't think Saki can counter it. But he's going to try, but it's only a 4 double. Very unusual back and forth match there. It was tough to tell who was winning, but in the end, Kumachom gets the win. It's 27-26 now, so it's been pretty close, but Saki's been in the lead the whole way. Kumachom clears a single. It causes a bit of a problem for Saki because he can't use the right column very well. Saki's going to send a 4 double. Kumachom needs something. Kumachom's going to go with this main chain. Saki's form isn't that good though, so we'll have to see what he can find from here. Looks like he's trying to get everything in that he can. And he's found a way to use the right column as well. And he's got the whole towel connected as well. It's as much as you could ask for, and it becomes a 10-chain. Kumachom's had a lot of time to put Puyo down, but he can't get a counter off. And Saki does get the win. There's a great extension there from Saki. He got pretty much everything cleared. Kumachom's, I think you would call this the left side transition. He sends a 2 double. Saki's countering with an all clear 6-chain. Kumachom sends a chain, but this doesn't look like it'll be enough. And it's not enough. And Saki does get a win. 29-26 now. Kumachom isn't doing the early attacks as much anymore. Saki's got right side GTR. And Saki sends a 2-chain. Kumachom gets a bunch of greens just in time to counter with a 3-chain. Kumachom got a bit lucky there because he didn't really have anything there, but he got the colors he needed. Kumachom sends a follow-up 2-chain before Saki can get a green starter. But Saki's still got some chains that he can work with. He's sending 2 chains, and Kumachom can't afford to receive garbage here. He has to clear the purples, and he can't get purples this time. So Saki ends up winning anyway. Now it's 30-26. In previous matches, this looked like earlier in this match, when Kumachom started losing, he went back to attacking early. Let's see if he does it now. He sent a single, but I don't think that was really an attack. They're all set. They're sending what they have, and it ends up being really even. So it's almost like just the start of a new match. They both just have a single piece of garbage on their fields. And they're rebuilding. Kumachom's got a left side transition, and Saki's got right side GTR. Kumachom's got a 3-chain, but Saki finds a 4-chain counter. Kumachom goes into his main chain. This might be tough for Saki to extend. He clears a single, and that's going to cost some time. And Saki just uses the exact piece to extend 1 on the front. And the tell becomes a 6 double, but that's not enough. Saki's form was just a bit too hard to extend there. So Kumachom gets the win. Kumachom's still not looking to attack early. They both have right side transitions. Saki's got a 3-chain setup, or a 4-chain. And now he's trying to extend to his main chain, it looks like. He clears a big single though, and luckily for Kumachom, it doesn't fall on the X. I think Kumachom got 4 pieces of garbage, so it was a 4 out of 6 chance that covers the X, but Kumachom got a bit lucky. Saki doesn't have enough of a counter in this chain, and Kumachom does end up winning. And it's now 30-28. Kumachom's still kind of giving up on the early attacks, it looks like, for now. They're both doing right side transitions, but Kumachom now just sends a 2 double, and Saki's forced to send his main chain. Kumachom can extend. He's got a yellow starter, a blue starter now, and he doesn't draw a blue, so he has to go with the yellow starter. And I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Oh, it does end up being more than enough, and Kumachom gets the win. 30-29 now. Oh, Kumachom might be growing aggressive this time. But instead, he doesn't go for anything. Saki's got right side GTR. So it does look like Saki's now in the phase where he's only doing right side GTR. Kumachom sending a 4-chain. It looked like Saki was setting up a 2 double. And Saki extends to a 3 double. But still, oh no, the 3 double is enough. Kumachom's gone to his main chain though, and Saki now starts his main chain. Kumachom's got 8 though. Saki might not have enough. Saki has 6 double, and it's not enough. Saki needed to get 1 more link in, if he wanted to win. We're now tied at 30. Kumachom's building tall on the left side. Saki's got a 4-chain all clear. Kumachom needs a green and a yellow, and then a green starter. He finds a way to start a 3-chain, but that's not going to be enough. The all clear bonus is going to win it for Saki. And Kumachom still doesn't take the lead. Saki holds on to the lead, 31-30. Kumachom's looking for an all clear. He's going to get it, and he's going to send it. It's a 3 double all clear. Saki needs a green starter, and he's going to get that. Saki's chain looks big enough to where the all clear bonus won't be enough for Kumachom. Kumachom clears the bonus just to not fill up, but now he's not going to be able to really do anything. Saki's follow-up attack is too strong, and Saki gets an all clear anyway. And Saki gets the win. Kumachom was really looking for an all clear, and he got it, but it took a bit too long, and Saki was able to build a chain that was strong enough to give him the advantage, even though Kumachom had an all clear bonus. Two chain from Saki or a 3-chain. He sends the 2-chain. Kumachom's built a counter with the blues, but he's not getting a blue. And he doesn't want to send it. Saki probably had a counter to that waiting. Saki sends a 2-chain, and Kumachom's going to fill up from the 2-chain. Saki's now up by 3. Kumachom's setting up aggressively. Finally tired of playing normal matches. Oh no, he doesn't send it though. Saki has a right side GTR setup. Kumachom sends a 2 double. Saki sends a 2-chain, but he receives 2 lines of garbage. Kumachom follows up quickly. Saki's gonna get purples to start his main chain though. And Kumachom's overcommitted here. Kumachom would have needed to extend into a really big main chain to counter what Saki was sending. Instead, Kumachom tried to follow up attack, but it didn't work because Saki was getting to his main chain. So 4-win streak for Saki, and it's now 34-30. Kumachom sends an early 2-chain. Saki counters it with a 2-chain. And we're going to go on from there. Kumachom's got a left side transition, and he's going to get an all clear. Oh no, he chooses not to send it. That was probably the right decision because Saki had a big chain, and he would have won just by sending it. Kumachom's going to counter the attack with a 3-chain. And we've still got a pretty even match. Saki's setting up a big 2 double. And he sends it. Kumachom has no counter ready. And he's tried to build tall, but the blues get covered so he can't use them. And Saki gets another win. It looked like it was just getting to even, but now Saki's really starting to pull away again. Kumachom's playing a normal match. Setting up a 3-chain or a 3 double. Saki's got a 2 double though. Or a 3 double. And they're just clearing singles for now. And now Saki sends a 3 triple. And Kumachom gets his next piece, but it's not going to connect into enough. And Saki gets another win. 6-win streak now for Saki, and it's 36-30. Kumachom doesn't have an attack this time. And he's building a solid big chain for him. And he's got a pretty big chain if he can connect it all. For now, he sends a 2-chain to counter the single. And now he follows up with the 4-chain. Saki's forced to set off his main chain, and Kumachom can extend and win. He's been doing it pretty well when he has a good form, and this is a pretty good form that he has this time. And he's going to get the exact piece, but he doesn't start it yet. He tried to extend a little bit more on the tail, but then he couldn't start where he wanted to, and now the blues are going to cut. It looked like he already had enough, but he tried to extend a little bit more, and then he didn't get the color at the end. And Saki gets another win. 37-30 now. Kumachom's built up tall on the left side, and he has a left side transition. Saki's going with the left side transition too. Kumachom sends a 2-chain. Saki counters with the 3-chain. Kumachom has a tall red starter, so he's not going to fill up, but he does receive a lot of garbage. And now he sends a 3-chain, but it gets countered, and Saki goes into his main chain. Kumachom still has that red starter, but the blues will cut, so he has to find a way to prevent that from happening. And looks like he couldn't do it. And Saki's win streak is still going. It's 8 wins in a row for Saki. Saki's going with an interesting right side transition this time. Kumachom's got a right side transition as well. He's set up pretty defensively. Saki's got attack options, but Kumachom still has that defensive setup, and he connects his main chain and goes into his main chain. Saki's still got a main chain there that starts with the yellow, but he's going to try to extend a little bit. And I'm not sure if he got anything else in, and he starts the chain now. It's hard to... Oh, it actually doesn't connect. I thought it was going to connect, but it ended up not connecting to the tail. So finally, Kumachom gets a point, but he's now 7 points back. Kumachom might be going with the early attack. He's got 2 triple, 2 quad. He's going to send it. I thought he was going to send it earlier. Saki's found a way to start a 5-chain though, and Saki should be at a pretty big advantage, and Kumachom can't start a 2nd chain anyway. Kumachom's finally trying those early attacks again, but it didn't work this time. Oh, he's got another one set up. It looked like he was trying to get an all clear, but he didn't quite get it. And now it's probably too late. Saki was afraid to go into his transition though, but he's made a 3-chain on the left side. Kumachom's got a counter yellow starter or a green starter. He clears them both at the same time. And Saki needs to start his main chain. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. No, he's getting all the colors he needs, and he just got all the colors in place and drew the starter at the last second. So Saki's probably going to end up winning. It looked like he needed so many colors, but he placed them all down quickly enough, and he drew all the ones he needed. And he gets the win. 40-31 now. We were tied at 30, so Saki's won 10 out of 11 since then. Saki's setting up in the middle for a 2-chain, but he doesn't send it yet. Clears a big single instead. Kumachom's got a 2-chain on the right, and he sends a 2-double. And Saki has a 4-chain counter though. Kumachom sends a follow-up chain. It's going to be a 4-chain. Saki's needs greens. He only needed 2 greens, but he didn't actually have much time to draw them. And if he didn't draw a double green, he would have had to lay the piece sideways and let the green fall down a long ways, and that takes up more time. Oh, Saki sets up a 2-double. Kumachom is looking for a green starter, but he uses a yellow starter instead, and he gets a 3-chain, but he still gets a lot of garbage. He needs triple blues. and he's not going to get it in time. He would have had to get pretty lucky there to get 3 blues in that short amount of time. It was possible, just not likely. Oh, all clear for Kumachom. Saki doesn't seem to be set up with the big chain yet, but he's found a way to get there with the colors he was drawing. He drew double purples and now he's got an all clear. It's a 7 chain all clear from Saki, and that should be it. Kumachom's tried to build a counter, and he gets the exact piece to extend with the reds too, but it's still exactly even actually, but Saki's got the bonus left over, and now Kumachom's probably going to lose. He hasn't given up yet, but Saki can just place the blues and clear a big chain, and Kumachom has no space to counter it. Saki's now up by 10. Kumachom's getting an all clear. He's got a 3 chain and then an all clear. Saki's countering with a 4 chain. I'm not sure who's at an advantage here. Kumachom doesn't seem to have received the garbage that well, but actually he's got a counter that can start with the yellows. He now clears the all clear bonus, and Saki can't access anything to start a big chain. Kumachom's got a big chain going. Saki's trying to dig, but even then, he can't really connect everything. And he can't dig through the garbage in time. So Kumachom gets a win, but he's still 9 points back. It's an all clear start this time. They both build on the left side. Saki's been clearing the bonus first, but this time they both clear the bonus at the same time. Saki's setup looks easier to work with, though. Kumachom's trying to build a left side transition chain. He still needs some colors to complete the transition. Kumachom's sending a 4 chain. Saki's going to go with his main chain. Kumachom can extend, but it looks like a really tough form. No, he does have a blue starter. And he gets it off. But it doesn't look like it's going to connect. And the reds don't connect. If the reds had connected, it might have gone to the purples and then the blues, but that didn't happen. Saki's getting an all clear anyway. Saki's now up by 11, and it's 10, 43 to 33. Saki only needs 7 points to win the match. Kumachom needs 17. Potential all clear, but it looked like Saki was going for it, but then he didn't get it. Kumachom's got a right side transition, and Saki's got a left side transition. Kumachom's setting up a 2-double. But Saki's pre-countering it with the 5 chain, and Kumachom needs a purple for his main chain, and he gets it. Now Saki needs to build a big main chain. He needs yellows, and he's getting all the yellows he needs. And he might have done it. He got all the colors he needed, and he's got his chain going. It's going to connect to the yellows, and it'll be strong enough, but Kumachom might be able to make a follow-up chain. And Kumachom can't get the red-yellow he needs. He needed to set a yellow and then start the reds. And he wasn't fortunate enough to get the colors he needed. Saki's now up 44 to 33. Saki's got a tough left side transition. Looks pretty vulnerable, but it doesn't quite get covered. But it's hard to extend, so he just sends his main chain. Kumachom can win just by starting his main chain, and Kumachom gets it off. And Kumachom should win this pretty easily. I don't think Saki will have enough time to even build a strong enough second chain. And Kumachom does get the win. It looked like Saki just couldn't do anything with the form he had. And so he tried sending his main chain in desperation, kind of, and it didn't work out. Kumachom's got a 2-double set up and he sends it. Saki gets a counter, but it becomes a 2-double with the blue, and the blues somehow fall together. That was a nice play from Saki to connect them. They both send 2 chains and stays even. Saki's got a 3 chain now. Kumachom only had a 2 chain, but he's got a purple starter. He tries to extend a red starter, and he does. That's actually going to connect to his main chain, but the greens are going to cut, I think. The greens are going to cut, and unfortunately it's going to stop at 10, but Saki's not able to get his main chain off in time, so maybe it actually worked out for Kumachom. He would have had a really big chain if the greens didn't cut, but since the greens cut, Saki had a little bit less time to draw the colors he needed. Saki's going with the right side transition, and Kumachom's going with the right side transition as well. Kumachom's built pretty tall up, though. He's looking for reds to start something, and he finds a 3-chain counter to Saki's 2-chain. Kumachom follows up, and everything Saki had got covered, and he can't draw reds in time. So Kumachom gets another win. He's now only 8 points back, which is a lot, but it's not as bad as 11. They both get an all clear, and they both add in the extra double reds, so they get the same power all clear. And Kumachom's going to send a 4-chain. Saki's got a 5-chain on the purples, and he has to send it to not lose, I think. No, he just gives it up. The greens were actually going to cut, so it would have been like a 3-double, I think. But it looked like he still would have been able to play from there, but chose not to send it. Kumachom's got an aggressive setup, but he covers it. And Saki's built up tall on the left side. Saki's just going to send... it's actually a 2-double. It was a tough to read 2-double. And now he's sending a follow-up 3-chain. Kumachom receives a lot of garbage, but Saki doesn't have anything left to follow up with yet. Kumachom has no space, though, and Saki should win, but he can't start. He's finally starting a chain. Kumachom's almost had time to dig, but he can't quite get all the way down, and Saki does end up winning. It didn't even look like Saki was setting up an attack, and then he just had a 2-double. It looked like he might have connected his main chain, but it stopped at 2. Saki clears the bonus really quickly in this all-clear match. Kumachom can't draw any colors to clear his bonus. He finally gets it off, but now Saki's been able to build a tall counter 5-chain. Kumachom, he placed the purple in the ghost row, but the greens don't connect, and Saki gets another win. Saki only needs 4 more points to win the whole match. Saki sends another 2-double, similar to the other one he sent in the other match, but Kumachom's able to counter this time. He's got everything blowing up at the same time, and Saki doesn't have time to start his main chain. That's one of the advantages to having a lot of multi-matches, is that they end faster, so it gives the opponent less time to do stuff. Kumachom's not really setting up those big attacks at the start. Saki's been setting up attacks in the mid game recently. For now, he sends a smallish 2-chain. Kumachom sets up a 2-double, and he sends that. Saki needs a blue for a counter, but he just receives the garbage and can dig with the purples. It's a 2-double, but Kumachom sent a follow-up attack that was really strong. Kumachom's got a follow-up 2-double again. Saki draws a counter though. It's only a 3 chain though, and it's not that strong. He's still got a lot of garbage. Kumachom hasn't been able to make him fill up yet though. Kumachom's looking at a 2 double 3 chain, and he sends it. Saki now has a chance to dig down. He makes it connects to his main chain. It looked like it was going to be a 2 chain, but it connected to his main chain. Kumachom's not getting all the colors he needed. He just needed the blue down and then a purple starter, but he couldn't get everything in time. And Saki found a way to recover when it looked like he was at a pretty big disadvantage. Kumachom's setup looks really unusual and hard to read. He's setting up a 2 double though, that's easier to read. And Saki's able to counter it with a 3 double. And Kumachom can't counter that one. Saki's now 2 points away from winning. It's 48 to 38. Looks like Saki's got this one. And it'll just be the only thing left to determine is how big the score difference will be, unless Kumachom can make a really big comeback. Saki's got a 3 chain defensive setup. He extends to his main chain actually because he placed the red on the right column. Kumachom has a lot of time to extend and he might be able to do it. He's got a red starter and he just starts with the reds. There was not much more space that he could use to extend anymore. This might be close. It's not going to be enough, so Saki's going to get another win. Now Saki's on match point, 49 to 38. Kumachom has to win 12 in a row to win the match before Saki wins 1. Kumachom might be going out with aggression. He's got a 2 triple all clear. Saki's got a 4 chain all clear though. Kumachom receives the garbage. Kumachom can't receive the garbage from the bonus, so he's going to have to be careful about that. But they both clear the bonus at the same time. There have been no yellows. It looks like it's tough to build. But now yellows start coming. Saki's setting off a big chain. Kumachom has to counter it. 5 chain from Saki. Kumachom starts a chain. And it is going to be good enough. It's going to be a 6 double, so it looks like Saki's starting another chain. Saki's got... Actually, it's a 7 chain. Kumachom now needs another chain, and Kumachom's got one. It's going to be a 5 chain from Kumachom. And Saki now sends a 2 double. And it's just not decided. Saki's now getting a 3 chain all clear though. Kumachom received the garbage and now he needs a purple. Oh, he's trying to extend even more. But he can't spin the piece over, and Saki does win it. The final score is 50 to 38. Again, it was tied at 30 to 30, but then Saki just went on a big winning streak, and Kumachom couldn't recover from there.